he will fix some of the Chiefs' problems, and I hope Xavier has spent his time not only rehabbing, but watching a ton of Reggie Wayne film, because I want Xavier to catch the ball and get down. I am, like Reggie Wayne was one of the best ever at, if it is not smooth sailing to the end zone, we are getting down and getting on to the next play, and I think at least early on that's going to be very important as his shoulder continues to strengthen. Xavier is not going to fix the fact that the Chiefs running backs right now can only run to darkness and not daylight. And this stat right here is the worst stat in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes, 13 rushes, 123 yards, better than Drake May last year, KW, on rushes. I mean, up with Mike Vick and Randall Cunningham, 9.5 yards per carry. Brew, the Chiefs this year are top 5 in explosive plays in the NFL, which is 20-yard passes or 10-yard runs, because they have 9 10-yard runs. It's all Patrick. Yep. Literally. Like, that right-hand column does not get fixed by Xavier Worthy. And I also think because of the injury, they are going to be less apt to use Xavier in a way they liked last year, and that they used him in the second play of their season this year, which is an end-around run. And so, no, certainly defense, obviously Worthy's going to have no impact on. And offense, he is going to help. But the running game has to at least have a pulse for the Chiefs' passing offense to fully open up.
Well, the run game is going to be what it is. Like, neither one of them, especially if Pacheco, if this who he is now after the injury, it's not going to be great. You just hope it can be adequate. But for him, it depends on how they use him. Like, he could help if they use him like they have in the past, he could help the run game on, like you said, end-around sweeps, jet sweeps, things like that, which he has done damage on. And he also can run after the catch. But if he's going to be getting down. So a lot of it depends on, are they cautious with him because of the shoulder, or do they just play him the normal way? If they play him the normal way and he's capable of that, he helps a lot. You're right.
Yeah.
Even the defense hasn't been as good as last year.
Sure,
like, it's early, of course, but their scoring defense is the lowest ranked it's been in the league since Mahomes was a rookie. So the defense has to step it up too, the run game obviously. But if he can if he steps in there and plays like he's not injured, that is huge. They lost by 6 points to the Chargers. They lost by 3 points to the Eagles. He might make a difference. They could be 2-0. Real talk. They could be 2-0 with Xavier Worthy because he stretches the field. He can run, like we said, the jet sweeps. Remember what he became.
Yeah.
His last 3 regular season games, he was averaging 7 catches per game. In the playoffs, he led the playoffs with 19 receptions, almost 300 yards. I get in the Super Bowl, a little bit was after the game was over, but still, the first 2 playoff games, he was great. So he was en route to becoming somewhat of an elite receiver.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of flashing red lights about the Chiefs that I'm personally worried about, not only because I'm beloved in Kansas City.
Of course, have your own day.
But it would be terrible for you. You would be in an all-time bad mood. All-timer.
I'm never in a bad mood.
He's never been on TV with the Chiefs being bad.
That might be true.
Is that 2017?
We'd have to.
Mahomes' rookie year was my first year on TV, but he didn't play that year. But they weren't bad.
But
they weren't bad.
They
were like, oh, they can't run the ball. Xavier Worthy is injured, so we can have him in a limited way, but hopefully he can stretch the field.
Well, I don't know how they're going to use him.
Mahomes pops up on the injury report.
Yeah, that would
the defense is not playing, spectacular.
But if Mahomes,
there's just a lot of lights flashing. Watch out.
If he's fine and Worthy can be used 95% of what he is.
So listen, my guess is I do not think Worthy is going to be limited in any real capacity from this injury. The concern is, will he re-injure it? So this is like a lower body injury limits what you can do. This type of injury, from all my reading and understanding, is he will be the old Xavier, the normal Xavier Worthy, but the risk of re-injury on something like this
crazy high,
is,
and it doesn't feel out of bounds.
A small guy like that,
right? It's set. What I read is it's like a 50-50 proposition as far as him getting through the rest of the year, and if it the doctors seemingly are universal on is the surgery he avoided. If it pops out again, he has to have.
Yeah.
And so that's where I'm saying give up the extra yards, you know what I mean, as he gets stronger. But I agree with Brew in this regard. I truly believe that the Chiefs would have had a real shot at beating the Chargers if Xavier had gotten hurt in practice.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Forget him being out there. I'm saying that the fact that he was I know this, he was the focal point of that game's offensive game plan, and losing him immediately, threw it off entirely. Yep. And the Eagles game, as annoying as it was to lose and frustrating, that game wasn't a game that made me feel worse about Kansas City.
No.
You know what I mean? It felt like it made me feel a little better about the Eagles. It didn't make me feel because I was so down on the Chiefs' defense after week 1. I thought the defense handled itself quite well in week 2. But yeah, they are now in hold on mode until Rasheed gets back, and with the hope being that week 7, for the first time ever, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, and Rasheed Rice, which was supposed to be the Chiefs' receiving core at the start of last year, can play its first snap together. Those 3 guys have played 0 snaps together ever. The hope is week 7 that finally happens.
KC in New York Sunday night. Aaron Rodgers headed to New England and looking to bounce back from last week's loss against the Seahawks. Here he is on how the Steelers get right. Take a listen.
I don't like getting too binary, but winning, that's a good response. But we can't get attached to the binary system that our league is judged on necessarily, because it is a 17-game season and the process has to be great. So just dig into the details in the process, enjoy it, practice well, and then let game day take care of itself.
Okay. Brew, can Rodgers afford back-to-back losses here?
No. The season, this would bring such a damper on the season if he loses this game.
Why?
Because their early schedule
Was supposed to be the easy part.
Like, even after this, look at this. They were supposed to, Seattle, look, they're a decent team. New England's beatable. Minnesota without even with J.J. McCarthy, but their quarterback position's bad, so they're beatable. Is that Cleveland?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah, Cleveland, and then the Bengals now without Burrow. Like, you're supposed to start, they still have a chance, 5-1, 4-2 at the worst, if you're going to be a legitimate playoff team, right? And so if you lose this game, and New England's not a bad team, but then any team could beat you. You could lose to anybody. And so now, whereas a week ago Pittsburgh was thinking really excited in that locker room about the possibilities, they lose to New England, you're 1-2. I just think the morale would drop immensely, and it would be terrible for their season.
Yeah, we talk a lot about, week 1 can be a liar and we don't know what we're seeing, all these things. I think there's a good chance that if in week 11 a team beats the Jets 34-32 on a 60-yard field goal near the end of the game, we're going to say, what an awful win. You know what I mean? That is,
yep.
You let the Jets score 30, you needed and I think it was a 60-yarder by Boswell, I don't remember. I know that Tomlin was like, we have a serial killer as our kicker. So in my opinion, week 1 was not good for the Steelers because they got what I believed and still believe to be unsustainable quarterback play, and the defense looked like a mess. Week 2, the defense still looked like a mess, and you got much closer to the quarterback play I expect. Week 3, and again, I picked the Patriots to go to the playoffs. I don't think they're a bad team necessarily. Again, it's very early. I do think that a Steelers' path to the postseason likely involves the Patriots not getting in.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Well,
or having the tiebreaker.
You could battle with
Exactly, that's what I mean. A tiebreaker with them. And so Aaron Rodgers, just have a normal press conference challenge, please. Like the whole, like, I don't believe in the binary nature of the NFL. Like, buddy, if anything in life is fairly binary, it's pro sports.
Right.
I get
It's
what
like
he's
there's a
trying
winner
to
and
say.
there's a
He's
loser.
trying to dress it up, but he's like,
I understand.
We don't need to
but
hear that,
the-
because at the end of the day, all that matters is winning.
Right. I mean, it is truly.
And you know that as well as
oh, I know, but
anybody.
he's saying like if we played well and lost,
But
That's
I'm saying,
not good.
but
that would bode well for us long
I
term.
disagree.
I
I think that is true for. I think terrible teams and great teams, it's process over results. You know, if that, you know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like a great team, Baltimore, there's a lot of good that they can take from week one, some bad as well, but they're like, we're going to be okay. You know what I mean? And for the Jets, there was probably a lot, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, there's a lot of good to build on week one. They weren't able to do it. For a team that's like fighting for,
they need
it's
wins.
just win ugly. And here is to me the concerning number that I tried to give you guys on Monday, but I didn't have it and I butchered it. Rodgers with time to throw last week was when he was terrible. The only stuff that worked was quick.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Sure.
So just frame it maybe a little bit differently. It was when it snapped, ball out of his hands, that's when he had his success. And it's not like he had a ton because he had 140 of his yards like this. But 0 touchdowns, 2 picks, sacked 3 times, pressured 64% of the time.
Hello.
That's the part that to me is the concern because Milton Williams thus far has been a good signing for you guys. And I think that Rodgers is going to be on his back this weekend,
Yeah, so
and that's a problem.
if he's pressured, what did you say, 64% of the time?
Well, 64%
when he's had more time.
when he had,
okay.
yeah.
Patriots are 6th in pressure rate.
And
43%
first in
of that
sacks.
First in sacks, which is pretty good. Sack Geno got to Tua. Feels like we will be able to get to Aaron Rodgers and
Yeah.
kill some drives. I think we'd be all right.
The other thing is this: if I'm in Pittsburgh as a fan, I'm saying, okay, Denver doesn't look like they're what
Correct.
people expected. I'm certainly not writing off the Chiefs, but Cincinnati now,
Is
Burrow
injured.
is out. There's probably one. It feels like there could be one team from the AFC
It's
East.
open, bro.
The AFC West is. I mean,
AFC
they
South.
all might be. AFC South. They
Yeah.
all might be around 9 and 8 or something like
Yes.
that. So the path for Pittsburgh to get in the
It's
playoffs is
open.
wide open. And if you lose this game, that's going to be demoralizing.
Yes.
I'll be in the
I
building.
mean,
Not
sorry,
to me.
no
I'll be
offense to
happy.
your
Are the Cowboys going to light up the Bears, or is it the other way around? Dun, dun, dun. Next on FS1, the Fox Sports Channel. On
There's a
Sirius
weird
XM.
path for the
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my